Hey everyone, we are Danzoo Dash, Gow Gow Cute!
Today we are here at Aware Wildlife Rehabilitation Center around Atlanta, Georgia, and we are really excited to do this today because we're not with the usual dog and cat that we're normally with. We are with wild animals, and so we're really excited to share the small things that we were able to do to help them and the interview at the end. So we really hope you enjoy this video and keep watching for more!
AWARE stands for Atlanta Wild Animal Rescue Effort. We have two parts of our mission. We rehabilitate injured and orphaned native Georgia wildlife, and we try to educate the public about peaceful coexistence with wild animals. Ultimately, our goal is to be able to help every wild animal that needs help in Atlanta. So, any animal that's injured or orphaned and needs to go into rehabilitation, we want to get to where we're able to take every animal. Right now, during the busiest seasons, we get to where either the building is full or our volunteer capacity is maxed out. So we'd love to get to where we can take every animal that needs help. We do a free tour every Saturday and Sunday at 1 p.m. People can just show up, don't have to register, just show up on our front porch and get to see some of the animals. We also do about 200 programs a year, including going to festivals like the Dogwood Festival and Campbell Park Festival. We go to schools and churches, we go to mosques sometimes, and try to teach folks about just peaceful coexistence, tips on how to get along with animals that you might not otherwise know how to, and just general advice on how to live a more harmonious life with wild animals. So there's lots of ways you can get involved. We depend heavily on our volunteers. Most of the hands-on animal care is done by volunteers. We only have 1 full-time and 5 part-time animal care staff, and they mostly supervise the volunteers to get the animals taken care of. You can find out about that. Everything's on our website at awarewildlife.org/volunteer. We also depend heavily on private donations. It's about 80% of the funds that pay for the food and the medicine and the care that the animals get come from individual donors. And then finally, a big thing that can be easy to do if neither of those other two things are good for you is we really depend heavily on newspapers and towels. And so, used towels and, newspapers that you would otherwise discard or recycle, if you can just stack them up and bring them to us. The towels especially, we can't use ones that have holes or strings or fringe because those can choke a baby animal. But any other used towels with stains or discoloration is all good. Just gather them up and bring them to us. Well, so I guess one thing that comes up from time to time is people will see an animal and they'll think it needs help, and sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But a lot of times, like especially if it's, say, a baby bird that has hopped out of the nest and is a fledgling, it's at the stage where it's old enough that it's starting to learn how to fly, but it's not quite there yet. Actually, the worst thing that you can do is take it away from its parents and try to feed it or give it water yourself. Really what it needs to do is stay in the wild and let mom take care of it. That can be true of baby squirrels often, and a number of other animals. So really what we encourage people to do in pretty much any situation involving an animal that you think might need help is to email us at help@awarewildlife.org, and we can give you guidance and say, based on what's going on, this animal should come to rehab, you can bring it to us, or you can go to another independent rehabber, or maybe it should be left alone, or maybe it should be re-nested, just depending on the situation. One thing that is maybe a slightly more advanced tip, once you sort of maybe know what you're doing, especially if you have gloves, a lot of our volunteers like to carry gloves in their car just in case they see a possum that's been hit by a car. Because a lot of times, if it's a female possum, it'll have a pouch, and if that mom is a mom and has babies, then those babies might still be alive in the pouch even if the mom's been killed. So every spring we get dozens and dozens. Last spring it was something like 150 orphan possums over the course of the spring, mostly by that method. So something to look out for. One tip that we really love to give out, because it's very easy and maybe not obvious, is that even if a food product is biodegradable, so even like apple cores and banana peels, you might think it's a good idea to throw them out the window of your car and just let them go back into the environment. But what happens is little animals will come to the side of the road to eat an apple core, even insects or a little squirrel, a little chipmunk, and either that animal can be hit by a car or bigger animals can come to eat those little animals. So a lot of the animals that we get into care here are like hawks and owls that have been hit by cars because they were trying to eat an animal that was trying to eat either maybe an apple core or maybe McDonald's product thrown out the window. And so obviously trash should be taken and thrown in the trash, but even biodegradable stuff should be taken home and composted, or either thrown deep into the woods, way away from the roadway. So don't throw your apple cores out the window.